Hello. Welcome to episode one. In being completely transparent, I've actually cut a couple different episode ones, but they didn't make the grade. Whatever that means. I think ultimately I was just testing out a few different configurations with lighting and my microphone that is here and my webcam. And, I think we've all got something to say and something to share. And I don't care that it's not perfect. I think I was trying to line up my ducks and get them all in a row, but ultimately it doesn't matter. So let's just get started. I ordered this microphone in. Took a little while to get here, but I got it, and I was using this microphone as a reason to start. But I've actually had this microphone for a good 2 weeks, I'm going to say. And that left me with going, hey, what am I going to be talking about? So, you know what it was? The catalyst for me yesterday was a podcast, a YouTube video podcast that I watched that absolutely blew my mind. I gobble up lots of this stuff. I love health and wellness and biohacks and optimization of humans and spirituality and energy work and frequency and meditation. I've personally had so many benefits from all of these things that, despite, or I guess in light of all the crazy things that are happening in our world right now and the things that are being exposed, etc., meditation has been pretty instrumental in balancing a lot of things for me. So I know I said in the intro of my podcast that high impact podcast would be me bringing you, interesting and unique people in the field of sport and wellness. I'm still going to hold true to that because I still want to do that, but I've decided I'm going to cut a few episodes solo, just me. I've got a few things to say, and while I get my little set up, there's nothing stopping me from starting, so consider it started. So back to this catalyst that started it to get me going. Like I had mentioned, I gobble up a lot of podcasts, and I listened to one yesterday. Or I guess watched one on YouTube. Pardon me. Aubrey Marcus is one of these guys that I love. Brilliant guy. Has some amazing guests on, and he had a guest on that I watched, and the episode was only a day or two old. Dr. Zach Bush. I can't believe I haven't heard of this guy because he's friggin' amazing. In brief, who is Dr. Bush? I have it in front of me, so I'll read it to you. Dr. Zach Bush is a medical doctor with a comprehensive understanding of the human organism, the natural environment, and the spiritual cosmos. One of the most sought after experts on holistic health and regenerative agriculture. Excuse me. I guess you haven't really heard those two words put together. At least I'm not familiar with them. Regenerative agriculture. So during his time spent in the ER, he was responsible for bringing many patients back to life, giving him a unique vantage point on the nature of death. They discuss in this podcast everything that's happened in 2010, 2020 as it relates to human thriving and the optimistic silver lining that the challenges this year have provided. In Aubrey's description of the podcast, he said, "This is the best podcast on medicine and spirituality I have ever had the pleasure to be a part of." You know what? I'll echo that, because for the podcast that I've taken in on whatever, from medicine to spirituality to metaphysics and quantum field, quantum entanglement, all really great stuff. These are terms that I don't throw around to make myself sound holier than thou or wiser than thou. They're things, they're real life. And I'm going to echo Aubrey's sentiment I'm telling you folks, this is the best podcast I think I've ever heard. And the reason being is You know, Dr. Bush and Aubrey get into conversations about things like coronavirus and vaccines and the human body and cancer and tomatoes and sunshine and the human genome and hospitals and our old way of thinking. And what I found really fascinating about this and amazing was Zach's vision for the future and how he spoke so eloquently and easily about it, and how I guess I'll use the word real. You know, he sums up or extrapolates, if that's the right word, his vision of what he wants to see, anything from the prison system to kids and education. And I'll tell you, man, it was a game changer for me. I think it would be a game changer for you. Um, if there's anything that I want to share, even to begin with, this opens a door for a lot of really amazing things. If there's anything I could share with every single friggin' human being on this beautiful earth of ours, it's this podcast. Why? There's something for everybody in here. You know, we live currently in a world of division. Everything is divided. You know, you have to be a certain, let me rephrase that. There are a lot of religions. You know, everybody sort of gets compartmentalized into six different, five, six, seven, three, whatever, major religions. And, you know, how can that be when we're all absolute, complete, unique miracles with our own set of not only genomes, but, biological makeup and ears and fingernails and thoughts, and we're all super unique. So how can we get placed into these 4 buckets, 6 buckets, whatever? It doesn't matter. So one of the reasons that I love it is, I'm warning you folks, you listen to this and you're going to walk away with potentially a sense of, I don't know, optimism, love, vision, a vision of the future. You'll stretch your mind into different concepts about things that maybe you didn't even think about or even know about. The conversations about the sun alone, the glowing orb in our sky, in our universe, blew my mind, and how it relates to us as human beings on this planet, and why we're here, and how we benefit each other. Energy, all of these things. So, taking this podcast, it's an hour and 53 minutes long, and take away what you want. The reason I brought up religion earlier is, someone could go, well, I can't listen to that. I could never listen to that. I can't adopt that philosophy. Why not? If there's anything that 2020 has taught us, is to snap out of it and realize that we are one. We are one global consciousness. There's no denying that anymore. If there was any doubt or anything that any of us have been taught previously, those are gone. Not because of this podcast, but because of the situation that we've been put in by a small group of people, a small way of thinking. And they talk about this. I guarantee you there's something that you can take away from in this podcast, because it's not one way or the other. It's not, anti anything. You see a lot of anti stuff, right? Well, anti anything doesn't work. Wherever you put your energy, attention flows and energy flows there too. So anti is the opposite of, and that clearly it doesn't work. It never has for years, decades, and dare I say centuries. So we're living in a really interesting time here, you guys. It's time to be awake, and it's time to recognize why we're here and what this is all about, and that it's beautiful. It's amazing. as crazy as COVID is, there's a lot of interesting things that have come from it. I personally saw at the beginning, there was a lot of talk about how this has brought us together. And I agree, at the beginning, for us, March and April and May, there was a limelight and there was a shining on how beautiful it is that if anything, this has brought us together. And you know what? I agree. It did. It really brought us together and brought compassion together. And now, as the year comes to an end, it's been many, many months. I don't personally sense that anymore. I sense a division, and I guess it just depends where you get your news and what you're plugged into and how far down the matrix plug-in you are. And this is about awareness and the things that they talk about here will make you think differently. And again, you walk away with a sense of optimism and non-fear. Who's not going to take that? Who's ready to walk away from some fear? Because that's the agenda, and it's no secret. Fear's been around forever. It's how many things are formed. Many of our institutions are formed, be it medical or government or law or, dare I say, education. Don't need to back that one up, regardless. Check out this podcast, guys. It's going to change a lot of the way that you think, I think. And you're going to walk away from something that you can tuck in your back pocket and feel good about. And I think we all need some of that these days, a whole lot of that. And the conversation that they have, the truth that gets spoken is just, it's beautiful and it's eloquent and it's something new to think about. So I'm going to leave it at that. There's so many beautiful, more amazing topics that we have to speak of. So I'm going to sign off for now. I'm going to work on this set a little bit more, have some friends, family, and other people in here and have some cool chats and probably record some Zoom calls. So I'm just getting going. I don't care about the format exactly and having this as a branded look to look the same at each episode or what it sounds like. It doesn't matter to me because ultimately it's just sharing the love and the information and empowering one another. Because again, we're all here together. We're all on this ride together. So let's work together, and that's what it's about, and that's what they don't want, and we're going to fix it. So I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Please share with your friends, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Thanks so much, guys. Catch you later.